Alright, very quickly, as you can see up there, I want to talk about Taken 2. Now, I enjoy the first Taken. I think it's a fun, entertaining action movie. I thought Liam Neeson was great. Um, Pierre Morel's direction was really good. Um, now, as far as this film is concerned, I was at first looking forward to it when I first heard it was announced. Then they announced the director, Olivier Megaton. Now, this guy is the same guy that fucked up the Transporter franchise and made a horrible, shitty movie called Colombiana. So, my expectations for this film went really, really low. Now, I went to see this movie the other week when it first came out on Friday night. I went with my friends because they wanted to see it too, because they enjoyed the first film as well. Um, and I had a free movie ticket because I got a free movie ticket because if you get the Regal Club card, you get it scanned enough times, you get a free movie ticket. I got a free movie ticket when I went to see Dread 3D. So I used that so I didn't have to spend any money. And I am really glad that I did not spend a dime on this piece of shit known as Taken 2. Taken 2 was awful. It really was. Let me get that last. I mean, Olivier Megaton. This guy just fucking blows at directing action sequences. He does not know what the hell he's doing. And, I mean, that's one of the problems. I mean, first of all, Liam Neeson, he still does fine acting-wise. I still think he gives a pretty good performance. You know, it's really everything else that just doesn't work. I mean, first of all, the movie takes way too long to get started. It takes about 30 minutes for anything to happen. The first 30 minutes is basically just build up. You get to know, you know who the bad guys are. It's people. One of them is the dad of the guy that Liam Neeson tortured with the electrical wires. And it's basically, his old gang with this guy's dad teaming up to go after Liam Neeson and his family who are in Istanbul because he's there working, and he invites his daughter and his ex-wife to go stay with him. And it's really just all build up to that, and really nothing happens in the first 30 minutes that's worth a shit. You get this subplot with Maggie Grace and her fucking boyfriend, and you got Liam Neeson being really overprotective because he's still really paranoid. I mean, rightfully so, considering what happened in the first film. So when they get to Istanbul, they're immediately being watched by... Liam Neeson was there first, so they were watching him, and then his daughter and his ex-wife showed up. But really, once the bad guys actually execute their plan, is when the movie goes into shit. Once the action gets started, it's really not worthwhile. Because especially the fight sequences are really not that involving. There's no impact to any of these fights compared to the first film. And unfortunately, Liam Neeson really shows his age in this film. I'm not sure if it's just Liam Neeson. I mean, he was old when he did the first film, and he handled himself well in the fights. In this, he looks tired and sluggish and slow in the fight sequences. I mean, there's one moment that I remember clearly in my head where all he does is he does this. And the guy just goes, and the guy just falls down. Literally, it was that, so it was just like that. And the guy goes down. And I really just was not impressed by any of the fight sequences in this movie. They're cut to shit. I mean, literally, there's one moment where he goes in for a punch and he just cuts away. He goes and then cuts. Goes to do this, to get cuts. And the villains, of course, I mean, they're generic, evil Muslims, of course. And a lot of the times, like, all of them except for the main guy, the older guy, they're all wearing tracksuits for some fucking reason. all the other bad guys are pretty much just wearing tracksuits, which I thought was kind of funny. They're wearing matching tracksuits. Um, and there's also like a car chase that involves Maggie Grace, because you get this subplot where she's trying to get her driver's license, even though she looks to be like in her mid-20s. She's still playing a 19-year-old, I think, and she hasn't had her license yet. And then they steal a, I think it was a taxi cab. I don't even remember. It's a really forgettable. They steal a taxi cab, which is not a standard. It's a stick shift. And earlier you see her driving with Liam Neeson, but she's not driving a stick shift. She's driving a car that's a standard. But yet in this movie, when they steal that taxi cab and she has to drive so that Liam Neeson can shoot the cars chasing them, she's using a stick shift. And she knows exactly how to use a fucking stick shift. Even though you saw her earlier trying to, test driving with Liam Neeson back in America on a standard car, not a stick shift. So how the fuck does she know how to drive a stick shift all of a sudden? Doesn't make sense. And it doesn't even really matter. The car chase itself is really nothing. They're just driving from here. It's not an exciting sequence at all. It isn't. And you get a decent finale, but where like one of the vans chasing them hits another car or a curb or something and flips over. But the way it's edited, I didn't even know what the hell happened. Like, how did this car flip over in the air? Like, I forgot that, or they didn't show it because of the editing was so bad. Um, and also, I forgot that there was two vans chasing them. I thought it was just one, but after one van flips over, there's another one right there chasing them, and then eventually that man gets hit by a train. It's like, okay, decent. I mean, the chase itself was just blah, but the ending, okay, getting hit by a train, okay, practical explosion, practical car flipping over. And then they get to the U.S. Embassy. And after that, Liam Neeson has to go rescue Famke Janssen, who's still held captive, and she's tied up to like a chair, and they're about to torture her, but the guy who's going to torture her like takes his sweet fucking time because he has a pair of scissors, and you think he's going to do something, but all he does is like cut a button on her shirt, caresses her face with the fucking scissors. I mean, he's really taking his time here, giving Liam Neeson enough time to eventually find her. And I'm not going to go into full detail. I'm just giving you basically the stuff I didn't like. And then you get to that guy. You get to this one guy who was earlier torturing Famke Janssen. Before this, and the ending is really lame. All he does is he comes in. You get that scene in the trailer with those two guys shooting machine guns at nothing. I guess they just assume Liam Neeson is going in that direction, and they just start emptying out rounds until, of course, they run out of bullets. And they peek in through one of the holes, and Neeson shoots one, comes over on this other side, shoots another guy. There's another guy up the stairs, and get that scene in the trailer where he shoots him, and he falls, and he fires his machine gun as he's falling. And then he gets to the guy who was about to torture Famke Janssen, taking his fucking time. And you get a one-on-one fight, which is lame. It's cut really bad. And again, it's slow. I don't know if it's just Olivia Megatron's stupid directing, but Liam Neeson looks really slow, really sluggish in the fights. And in this one in particular, it's just blocks, I guess a punch, blocks, push away, punch, chokehold, block, like this. Like, I don't remember what the hell was going on. Because it was lame. Like, compared to the ending in the first film, when he gets on the boat, fucks these guys up, fights that one guy, stabs him with a fucking broken bottle. There was intensity there. You felt this shit, even if it was even in a PG-13 film, or in the unrated version of Taken 2. In this, it's just boom, with quick cuts and everything. And then at the end, like, he picks the guy up and slams him on the edge because they're, like, on this platform. They're, like, in a bathhouse, and there's, like, this raised platform, like a circle, and then he slams him down on that. And I guess he killed the guy. He, like, broke his neck because you don't hear a neck crack or anything. Like, literally when when Liam Neeson slams the guy down, you don't hear anything. He just goes like this, and then the guy's just like lying there, and Liam Neeson just pushes his head off to the side. So I assumed he was dead. He gets the final confrontation with the main bad guy, and he says, "If I kill you, you have other sons that will come after me and seek revenge." The guy says yes. It's like, then I will kill them too, like in the trailer. But I'm going to give you a choice. I'll put the gun down, turn around, and walk away because I am tired of this. As am I. That's not what the guy says. That's what I'm saying. um, and, you know, Liam Neeson puts down the gun, turns around and walk away. Of course, the guy picks up the gun and tries to shoot him, but it's empty. And Liam Neeson basically just turns around, puts his hand on the guy's forehead, pushes him back ever so slightly, and because it's a bathhouse, it's got like that rack with like the hooks to hang your towels. He pushes him back on one of those and sticks the hook into the back of his head. It's PG-13, so you don't really see anything. You just see him fall back, and the guy just lies there, dead. And then it cuts back to a couple months later. Liam Neeson and his wife and his daughter at a diner eating milkshake, and Maggie Grace's boyfriend shows up. And then in the end credits, they play that fucking song from the Internet Explorer 9 commercial, which doesn't fit the movie at all. And I'm just this close to loving you, whatever the fuck the song is called. Internet Explorer 9 commercial song. If you've seen that commercial, you know what I'm talking about. Taken 2 is just, it's bad. Olivia Megaton, you suck. And so, fuck you, Luc Besson, for hiring this dumbass. Also, fuck you, Robert Mark Kamen, because you co-wrote this shitty script. Taken 2, I'm glad I didn't waste any of my money. Don't waste yours. It's not worth seeing in the theater. Go back, watch the unrated cut of the first film. Watch fucking From Paris with Love, fucking Transporter 1 and 2. Hell, watch District B13, Pierre Morel's first movie. That's better than this. Fucking Unknown is better than this movie. You know, I mean, I had some problems with Dread 3D. But overall, it's a better movie than this shit. And you know what? I like Dread 3D. Even if I had some problems with it, I still like the movie. You know why? Here's why. Take a look at my desktop background. Hopefully that showed up in the video. If I didn't like the movie, I would not have that picture back there. If you're wondering where I got it, do a Google image search, Dread 3D, scroll down, you'll eventually find it the way I did. So, just, this movie sucks. Plain and simple.